Welcome back to the Fantasy Waiver Wire. This your boy Tubby, and today is just me. Greg has something else to do tonight, so just me getting you ready for your Week 4 fantasy football lineups. Again, back with the Big Baller Boys League this week. Got your boy Lord Vader going up against TDE Free. Team Too Much Sauce going up against Tighten Up CO, Florida Man versus Hurts When I Pee, and Marine Raider going up against Team Big A Willie and White Rhinos going up against Team Endless Cockpits. We got some crazy ass names in our league. I just really noticed how outlandish these names are. But big week tonight. Got the Cowboys against the Giants tonight. We have a few players in that league. We're going to go over there to that matchup and see who's playing tonight. We got Dak Prescott with Will 40. I think I'm going up against this week. Singletary, Rodman, Neighbors, Wendell Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson. I have Aubrey. Yeah, that is the matchup for this week. Like I said, I like my matchup this week, man. You know, let me have this. There we go. Like I said, going up against Dak Prescott tonight, I really do expect Dak Prescott to have a really, really, really good week. The Giants, the Cowboys are very much in need of a win. So this should be a really easy game for Dak. I expect the Cowboys to blow out the Giants tonight. I really do. Like my matchup, though. Josh Allen, the way he's playing, going up against Baltimore, and the lack of Baltimore's offense. I think I'll have a lot of room there with Josh Allen. Jonathan Taylor been doing really well for me this year. Bring up some Taylor stats. Um, 31, 23. Only bad week was the first week. So he's riding pretty high for me. Let's see here. We also have Travis Etienne, who's been up and down, up and down. There's a lot of garbage points in here. I mean, they solid, but man, it seems like any day Tank Bigsby can take his spot, and that's not something that you want when you picked him so high. I think I picked him second in my draft, so really high up there, and he's been doing okay for me. Chris Godwin has been my star. He's been my star so far for this league this year. Godwin, 21, 28, 28. All good business there. Let's see. AJ Brown playing this week. That's all. AJ. And Trey McBride on here. There's nothing really getting there we go. McBride. Questionable with a concussion. Not seen at Thursday's practice, so I'm gonna have to bench him this week. And more than likely put in like just a second. I might as well do that now. Right here. We'll go ahead and make that move now. Just so I'll have no surprises. So if you have any comments, drop them in the chat. Get your lineup squared away for this week. Week 4. Got a couple trade proposals in our league too. Got Mark Andrews on the trading block. He's been a real big disappointment, especially for Baltimore this year. Um, man, he's been drafted high in a lot of people's league, and this definitely hasn't worked out for him. Waddle, without Tua, this is going to be always a hard situation when you have those Miami wide receivers that require a lot of volume. So guys like Waddle out there on the trading block, you're desperate in need, but when you look at the backup quarterbacks, Skylar Thompson, Tyler Huntley, Tim Boyle, man, they're like they're going to be a pass first offense. So got Jalen Waddle out there. I don't think I want him. Because I don't think Tua's coming back this year. So that's kind of a wash. Maybe if like Tyreek Hill gets hurt or something like that, maybe. Let's see here. Another person on the trading block is Isaiah Likely, one of the top waiver pickups early in the season, and he's already up there on the trading block. So both seems like Endless Cockpit has lost a little confidence in both his tight ends. We're not giving him a pride for both of them. Now, Zay Flowers. Man, who's giving up on Zay Flowers? Brother. Brother's giving up on Zay Flowers already. Like I said, if you're in the chat, got any lineup questions, drop them in the chat. We'll get your lineup squared away. I'll get your lineup. So used to talking like Greg is here. But yeah, Zay Flowers, who's coming off of a monster week against Las Vegas, already up there on the trading block. That's all he had with his Zay. That's a good wide receiver one because when Baltimore gets rolling, he's probably going to be there. The one that receives it. 10 targets first week, 11 targets the second week, and again, 4 targets last week against Dallas. And they were completely dominating the game. So that whole second half is really hard to really look at the targets from last week because they just ran the ball for the most part of the second half. So those are the folks in the league that are up. Ron Jennings was just picked up, probably the hottest waiver wire pickup of the week. Juwan Jennings with a 50 burger. And of course, leave it up to Joe the Troll. And throw him right up there on the trading block, just like when he picked up Mason. So I got my lineups. Look at this battle of the 3 and O's. Too much sauce, tighten up. Joe Burrow, Stroud, Kyron Williams, Saquon Barkley, Pollard. What has Pollard even done this year? 20, 26. I think he's actually been doing good. Tyreek Hill. That was against the injury. Let's go to a regular pedestrian wide receiver, man. It seems, man, just that quick. Right after that week 1, boom, regular receiver. I think that's why Waddle was also up there. I think a lot of folks have probably given up on Tyreek Hill. And any Dolphins wide receiver. Monte Adams in the same situation. Had a good week 2 against Baltimore. Really outside of that, we expect at least 20 coming from Devontae. I'm not even sure if he even wants to be there. He probably wants to be the Jet right now. Let's see. And Kyle Pitts versus Goddard. Goddard's coming off of a monster game against New Orleans, and with no telling the Eagles' lineup situation. AJ looks out. Devontae still not practicing. Looks like Goddard is going to be the number 1 guy again this week. So you definitely have Goddard. You definitely want to start any of your lineups. See, Worthy, what has he done after that first week? Big drop off for Worthy. Huh. Let me look at Mahomes' numbers. That's strange. It's like the first year I haven't had Mahomes in my lineup, and I'm kind of happy that I took Allen over 30. Can't sneeze at 30 every week. Mahomes is still Mahomes. have a couple questionable counts here. Nico Collins to the injury report at practice on Thursday. It's going to be so far this year, even with the little L last week. So bad. It's not really got much left. This matchup, DeAndre Swift is going to be a bust this year, man. He hasn't even cracked 10 points yet this season. That's brutal. Okay, Collins, still solid every week. Good there. Let's see what the next line matchup is. So let's see. Greg's not here to talk about his team, but I'll walk you through what he has. He's finally given up on Richardson. I wonder if he dropped again. Now he's still there, but Richardson has done him bad. So going with Aaron Rodgers this week against Denver. Seems like a really good play. They have Patrick Surtain, who's been shutting down a lot of wide receiver ones. So maybe not Garrett Wilson gets off this game, but Alan Lazard or even Gibson was there. So New England last week, that's tough to tell. Still really, jury's still really out on Aaron Rodgers. It's still tough to tell. So, Josh Jacobs, Miami Higgins. Just got to kind of steady every team out there. Let's go Green Raider. So this matchup is really 0-3 against 1-2. So any of these guys will definitely be happy to get any win that they can. Finally starting Braylon Allen this week. That is gutsy. That is gutsy. Let me see. Brees Hall hurting anything? He's just from vulturing alone. He's getting targets as well too. Let's see how that plans out. That's a great shot. He's down on, I think he's down on running backs anyway. Yeah, McCaffrey, P. Ryan, Charbonnet. I started Charbonnet after that last week. Charbonnet has been pretty solid. Let me see if Walker's back. Walker could be back. Three. Still no word. Whether Kenneth Walker's just trying to see why. It's a big risk there. Laying out in that spot. Went up against Lamar Jackson, Bijan Robinson, Cam Akers, George Pickens. It was a real big boomer bust squad. Watkins, Duze, Pickens. They either have their worst game or absolutely lighted up. So, Picker in the last matchup. Battle of the young quarterbacks. 0-3 versus 3-0. Jalen Hurts against Jalen Daniels. David Inchan. Moss had a lot of garbage time points against me last week too. He was trending up. Montgomery is always you can get at least 19 or better. Montgomery is always between him and Gibbs, man. That's why I don't have any Lions running back, because between him and Gibbs, man, it has to be nerve wracking trying to figure out who's going to get the ball. Travis Kelsey. I mean, man, this has to be his worst fantasy start of all time. Man, this is just unacceptable. 3 catches. I drafted him 8th overall last year. stay away from him this year. I may still take him if he comes up on a trading so not right now. Carson still solid week last week. Just one catch out the backfield in the PPR league. That's not always great for you. But Kansas City, one thing they're going to have the ball, they're going to be efficient with it. So having running backs like Carson still, uh, you just never know what you're going to get. I would never trust any of the Kansas City running backs, not even one. Like I said, if you have any comments or lineup questions, drop them right down in the chat. Try to bring them up, sort them out for you as I go through our lineups for the week. So you got Rob Purdy on the bench, Baker Mayfield. All right. Okay. All right. Just double check my lineup for this week going against Doc tonight. Man, I hate going against the player. Try to sit down and watch a Thursday night game and you're going up against them. It's going to be mad nerve wracking. See who's out there on the waiver wire. This is the fantasy waiver wire. Sean Johnson, because of Swift is having such a bad start to the season. 4 catches next week. I mean, last week, excuse me. And he set for a role, but and maybe this could be the next RB1. You don't have to wait and get him off the waiver wire. Um, this may be a good pickup here. If I could stash him, I would, but I can't. Our league doesn't really allow it with the 5 bench points. Solid week last week. Man, he's still on the wire. I mean, he's still on the waivers. Man, between T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, I mean, they've been doing solid, but it seems like he's been Burrow's go-to. Last couple games. Still out there. Wilson, check him out. 9 catches, 9 targets, 8 catches last week. Got a question. Who should I start? Pick 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Jason, Warren, Shakir. Hmm. Well, I picked up Hubbard myself this week. Um, man, as far as my flex, I'm probably going to flex Hubbard. Just off the top of my head, going to flex Hubbard. He came off a really good week last week. And Tuba was just an absolute monster. And Tyreek, I brought him up earlier. I don't know about Tyreek, man. And I think, uh, I think Tyreek is too high of a risk. I'm going with the performance. How about this? I can tell you now. I'm going Hubbard, McLaurin, and Shakir. That would be based off of what happened last week with Jaden Daniels, and he's obviously starting to have a rapport with McLaurin. I'm probably going Hubbard, McLaurin, and Shakir. But I mean, how can you sit Tyreek Hill? I mean, he can take a 5-yard pass to the house. So it's like, how can you even sit Tyreek Hill? Um, MHJ, I'm trying to blank there. You got Jackson and J, bro. He's really only had it 1 good week. That was week 2. Shakir's number here. Shakira's been solid, man. Solid. Josh Allen's been on the money, man, too. I want to mention in our league, if our points look a little bit higher, it's because we get we get points for first down receptions as well too. So our points look a little more inflated than your league. That could be why. Um, how can you say? Oh yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, duh. You're right. Yeah, I went up against our Harrison last week. He has a quad injury, limited practice. So yeah, I mean the way you can't sit Marvin Harrison. Now that I know that's the name you're talking about, you can't sit Marvin Harrison. So number one, I'm definitely going Harrison without a doubt. Um, and I think I would take a flyer on Chuba and start Chuba as well too, and go Scary Terry. I mean, if you trust last week and he's going against Arizona, probably a good bet to go back with him. Definitely going Marvin Harrison, Chuba, probably McLaurin. Man, that would be my three. Hope that helps you out, man. Should I sit or play Rashard White? Man, first of all, I'm sorry you in this situation, man. I went up against Rashard White last week, and I was definitely thankful for it. Let me look at his numbers. Man, this is definitely not RB1. This is definitely not RB1. No problem, man. This is definitely not RB1 type of numbers. I'm gonna bring up Bucky Irvin next to him, just to just. I mean, look at this. Bucky Irvin, 11, 2, and 15, 19, 3, and 9. So it looks like, from a trending standpoint, Bucky, but it's always going to be risky. But I mean, this has been unreal um, with his drop off this year. I mean, like I said, even a game with 6 targets, he's going to come down with 5 catches, 18 yards, and you know, against the Eagles. I mean, if you look at what the Eagles did to Alvin Kamara last week, I'm sitting with Rashard White. You're a superficial Eagles fan like I am. I would play him just because I feel like if he's going to have a day on any day, that's the day. But if you look at the Falcons game against the Eagles, the Falcons ran well against them. And if you look at the Green Bay Packers game, I don't think they did that well, but a lot of teams have a good flow. Um, because Tampa spreads the ball out, I don't know, man. I think I'm not really sure on this one. Who else do you have besides, I guess, Rashad White? I guess that's a better question. Who else do you have to put in if you're going to bench him? You wouldn't want to just bench him for anybody. But man, considering where I knew you probably drafted him at, it sucks. But yeah, I'm not really sure on that one, man. If I had White on my team, I probably wouldn't play him. Um, yeah, but again, you know what other options you have in your lineup. Be out there. This next week. Man, what other trainers we got out there? We got a train down. Bucks D, Marcus Robinson, Zeke. Zeke done this year. So fucking nothing. Zeke is sitting right out there. Rico, nothing. Man, Cowboys running backs have done nothing. I know that there's a lot of it, but this is nothing. Vaughn, wow. Rico, nothing. Wow. I didn't know. I didn't know Dallas Cowboys running backs were that weak this year. That's abysmal, actually. Man. else is trending, man? So you can snipe off the waiver wire. Jalen Naylor, he's been scoring every week. Not some weeks, every single week. Man, I can't believe he's still out there. 4 targets, that's not good compared to what does Justin Jefferson did. The targets, yeah, doubling him up damn near. Hmm. Let's see, Jordan Addison. He's not even taking the reps. Naylor, man. See, if Naylor's out there, if you're in a tight league, especially like a 12-man league, I would definitely pick up Jalen Naylor. Touchdown every week, especially if you're in a non-PPR league. This guy is a monster. Touchdown a week, non-PPR league, monster. Don't really have the numbers. I'm sorry, the receiving yards, but tutty every week, man. That means he's high up there on Sam Darnold's radar, man. Sam Darnold's been efficient, man. He hasn't really been lighting up from a fantasy perspective, but he hasn't let you down either. Getting 30 from him, man, it's nice. Big surprise from Darnold and the whole Vikings in general. See who else we have out there for some snipers this week. Lil Jordan. Let's see. So you have Jalen Warren. Okay. Warren's been hurt because I have Najee. Yeah, so that's not even an option for you. Man, look up. Shad White. Warren. No way. I mean, I barely trust Najee Harris. Honestly, man, I have him in my lineup every week. I have him on my flex. I barely trust him every week, and it's really only because Jalen Warren has been nursing the injury. It seems like since the start of the season. Um, oh, that's why I got you. Yeah. So, man, I guess you got to start the shot White right now. Like I said, man. Um, man, let me see what else. Cam Akers could be a flyer. I don't know if he's still available in your league, but Rashawn Johnson. I'm telling you, Rashawn Johnson. If you have a roster spot, pick him up. Pick him up. I don't think this was a fluke last week. 5 targets. Seems like they're going to start to prefer him over Swift. Um, so yeah, man, I would definitely pick him up if he's out there. I just don't have the capacity. I do not have the capacity. I don't have the capacity to store him on the bench. I'm really thinking about getting rid of Zamir White. You want Zamir White? You want Zamir? Yeah, bro. Hurting that running back trying to give up Flowers for a good RB1 or RB2. I man, I could probably give you Najee, but the only person I can let go right now is Zamir White. He hasn't done anything. I can't believe I'm still carrying him on my roster. Honestly, I can't believe I'm still carrying him on my roster. I should have dropped him, man. But just hoping for a little spark. Addison has been killing him. Look, 17, 6, 15. Addison is still out there in our league. I could easily just hit this button and swap him out and take the better running back. You know what? I'm going to make a live swap right here, right now. Dang. Man, just to swap him out. Because I'm not going to play. I mean, if he does do something, I mean, no targets last week. I mean, she's just not efficient at all. There's no real need to have him. Like I said, I'll take Madison. At least he's just way more efficient, at least in the air. But I was thinking the same thing, bro. I don't really trust him either. Like I said, That only reason why I made that switch because I could have very well just dropped Zamir White to, you know what I'm saying? It's just weak, man. It's just weak. I think it all starts with Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew, man. I don't know how this guy keeps a starting job, but Gardner Minshew, um, that's probably where all y'all problems start at. So y'all running backs can't get going because your quarterback really is not lighting it up. I'm not saying he's had like the worst season ever, but I'm sure we talk about nothing. Let me bring him up. I'm talking cash money about him. Yeah, just middle of the road type games 19, 22, 23. A lot of attempts, but the points don't add up to it. 1-1 every game. We're picking the tutty every game. Picking the tutty every game. Fumble. Yeah, that ain't gonna get you a lot of wins in the NFL. So I think probably maybe if he plays better, then Zamir White can play better. But they know, just keep Gardner in the box, load it up, stop the run, good to go. You know, good to go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 100%. I couldn't believe. I made a joke the other day. I said, "Man, I can't believe y'all coach is putting his whole coaching career on the shoulders of Minshew, man." I mean, this guy came in last week and still got you 12 points. But I think if you're going to, I think you guys should go AOC's way. I really do. I really do believe that. Um, yeah, this is a mess. It's crazy how long it's taken for the Raiders to get a decent quarterback since Carr has left. Like Carr was struggling down there to begin with, but to get nobody really in there, I mean, you had Jimmy Garoppolo, but really, I mean, it's kind of like getting a Gardner Minshew. It's like he's not going to really win you the game. They may not absolutely lose you the game, but they're not going to go out there and win you the game. So that doesn't really work, especially not in that conference that y'all are in. Y'all got some cannons in that conference. You have obviously Mahomes and the boys. You got the Chargers out there, even though they've been real iffy. Not the squad, so division, but yeah, man, y'all definitely. I think if that AOC change, then maybe Zaire White does a little bit more. But yeah, man, if there's no more question, I ain't even gonna over talk it tonight. Just me by myself here. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody stopping by. The fantasy waiver wire tonight. Hope you got your matchups ready for this week. Oh man, I don't really know. I'm gonna hate watching this game tonight. I just know it. I do have CD Lamb in my other league, but I will never root for a Cowboy. You ain't got to worry about that ever. I don't care. Um, but Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, like my chances this week if my guys do anything. Um, Mari Cooper, super sleeper. But again, thanks for everybody for stopping by the Fantasy Waiver Wire. We'll be back next Tuesday. I may pop up on Sunday. It all depends. Probably about an hour before kickoff. Get you ready for your last minute lineups, lineup changes, injury reports, all that good stuff. Make sure you keep your eye out. And yeah, thanks for everybody for stopping by. Go.